All right, we got a game. 5K. Got the booster shot yesterday, so didn't play yesterday. Wanted to go sleep a little bit early, but okay now. So we're playing a game. Playing white. I actually like black a lot more than white, despite the fact that there's the 7.5 Comey, which definitely helps in the end. Usual kick. I wonder if he'll pincer. Pincering is definitely not the way to go here. Oh my god, you don't pincer this. You do not pincer this. You take the jump. You absolutely take the jump, because I will use the destruction on the outside influence any day of the week in exchange for your corner. I basically destroy your entire Moyo for you getting a couple of points. That's 100% not worth it for him. That is 100% not worth it for him. Not going to do that right now, and I'm just going to do this. This is a tough decision of what I want to do. I could go over. I think I am. That's definitely that first. Because if I disconnect here, which I'm not going to do, that secures that corner for me. And see, like, his thing here isn't as good as my thing here, obviously. I think I'm just going to leave that alone. And essentially just invade the corner here. He does have this jump here. He could have actually jumped and tried to kill me, but it would have been really risky. That pincer is a very good move. Because now if I don't answer, it does get kind of risky. But here's the thing, I can kind of like do this. That's worth it. Digging out's most definitely worth it. For me. Because he gets a couple points, but it's not really worth it for him at all. This is not worth it for him. Do I Hane here or not? Because he can't disconnect, but if he does this... So if he does that... I don't know if I should do that or not, actually. Just connect. Because he still can't, like, do that. And that isn't really that much of a thing. Just connect this. I mean, that's not, like, this is not a good shape. Because if I do this, he still can't do anything. Okay, what are you going to do if I do this? Might have screwed myself there, but we'll see, we'll see. I can't let him get this. Definitely cannot let him get that. Yeah, I made a mistake there. Shouldn't have done that. Guess I should concentrate more in these games. It's pretty much the only thing he can do. I can just do this. This corner's pretty safe, so not really afraid of that. Maybe I can dual attack this group and this group over here, although he has this go under move here. Definitely did not play well this game. Definitely did not play as well this game. Still have the clamp here, though. Yeah, that's what I thought he would do. But I don't really need to answer that. Not going to answer that either. Although I can just do this and cut. I am just going to... I want to do this, but that's probably not a good idea.
Yo-Yomi now starts.
He actually has quite a few liberties. You know what? I'm going to try this. Yeah, that's... whatever. Oh, nifty. Nifty, but not a good idea. He just screwed himself, I believe. Yeah, he totally screwed himself. He killed his own liberties there. Okay, first of all, this doesn't do anything. Because if you realize that if I do this, you just, like, die. That doesn't actually do anything. And the other thing about this is you have one liberty left. So I'm not afraid of you at all. He actually resigned. So that was the critical mistake in fighting here. So the thing is, like, he doesn't have enough liberties here. So, like, doing this... So here we go. Doing this is definitely a mistake. Because now since he does this... when he does this, he doesn't have any liberties left. He would have one more liberty. He would actually have one more liberty if he didn't do that. Just went ahead and does this. And that liberty could actually be really important. Not really sure if it would have been enough, though. I don't actually think it would have been. Because he can't actually do that, so I guess he would have to do this. But then if I come out, it's actually really hard on him. Because even if I just do this, I have more. So he really screwed himself, like letting me actually... He really screwed himself actually letting me get, like, this move. Might have tried that, but I don't think that would have worked either. I would have just went ahead and done this. So he was screwed either way. So, yeah, this was a bad move. I don't have to answer this. Like, a lot of people, I think a lot of people down in the 5Q ranks will actually do something like this. That's a horrible, horrible idea. And that's very bad trade for you. Because, like, since this move doesn't actually threaten this group any. And even if he, even like, you know, if I go here, if he Ataris, I can just ignore him as well, because that's not that many points. If this is already connected home, these two stones aren't that big. If he Ataris here, I can just go ahead and secure this corner, or do another big move like this. So that was definitely like, a bad move. Instead of doing this, you obviously would just come out here or something, because you're still threatening my group here. I would have to answer that. Yes, you would have to deal with both the groups there, but that's really not that big of a deal, because that's basically alive. So there's no threat to this group, and we would just keep fighting over here, obviously. So I actually did not play a great game here either. I still think this heavily favors me, because obviously, like, just completely nuke, just obviously, like, I don't have that much potential for development here, but just trading the fact that I'm nuking, like, destroying this side, basically nuking this Moyo, and becoming a little bit thick here, and separating the stone here, I think that's worth more than this in the corner. So on here, what I would actually do is I would just jump and do this, because you still get this side, which is really big. So the kick is actually a good move, but this is not a good move. And like I've said before, not many people not many people above the Dan level actually make this pincer. I think they understand that the pincer is generally not a good move, because the trading a couple of, like, 15 points for all the thickness is not very good. Also, like, I think I've done this variation before. You can actually block on this side, and this is still your win if you cut. I have to Hane, you do this, I take, and then I would just leave it like this. But still, like, that's not very favorable for black either. You get the corner, but the thing is, like, now your stone's, like, really, really weak here. Now your stone's, like, super weak here, or, you know, you might just ruin your space down here as well. Or I think in this case I would probably do like a pincer move or something of this sort, or maybe like a long pincer move or something, just to get this into the fight. Like, most people, like, I would actually take that trade, because it kind of destroys your outside Moyo on here. So that's not actually a bad trade. That's actually not a very bad trade for black. Of course, most players in the Q range don't understand how to cut, so they eventually just let me kill them and they lose the game. But if you cut, it's actually black's win, because I can't come down here this way. So if you cut, it's actually black's win. But regardless, like, the pincer is not actually a great move, because white also has, like, this kind of move as well. I wouldn't do this in this kind of situation, but, like, yeah, that is definitely not, in my opinion, that's not favorable for black at all. I'd much rather I think white definitely gets the advantage there. So that's not a very good, like, the pincer move, like, people in the SDK love this pincer move, but it's actually not a very good move. I think most people will agree with me on that. Of course, I kind of made mistakes as well. Might have been better off just doing that, actually. But I wanted to get this corner as well. Yeah, that's... of course, like, this invasion on the corner, I might have been able to do this. But then if he kicked here, I really wouldn't like it. So I just decided to invade the corner directly. That I don't like. I think this you have to go on this side. You can't let me go through here. You cannot let me go through here. Yes, I understand that it's a lot of points. And, like, I'm obviously not going to do this, because that's just dumb. But, like, I'm obviously going to come through here, right? I'm obviously just going to come through here. And this is generally not a great move. I don't know if this was... I mean, I would have just squeezed and killed him here, but... yeah, you can't really, there is a cutting point. I was thinking about doing this, but then him cutting here would actually be a pretty big problem for me. So I wasn't going to do that. I just decided to connect. So like, this is not, I don't think this is a great move. I really don't think this is a great move. Because realistically, I can just do this. You still really can't do that. I mean, you still really can't cut. And like, if you jump and I connect, I mean, that's not a very good shape for you. I'm pretty much out, but you're still kind of stuck. So yeah, I don't really see, I just don't think that's a, I don't know about this move here. Really don't know about this move here. Of course, yeah, I think the right move here is to go on the outside. You can't. I understand there's a lot of incentive because there's a lot of points here, but letting me come out through the top and destroy the shape altogether, I just can't see that being a good move. Me cutting here was probably a mistake. Me cutting here is definitely a mistake. Yeah, because now I have like two groups to actually worry about. I mean, he has this, but you know, like this group does not look healthy right now, so that was definitely a mistake by me. If he just played this right, it would have been pretty hard for me to play it. I mean, this group to me isn't really in any trouble, but this over here, you could definitely attack and gain advantages. And since you're actually already thick on the bottom over there, I just don't think I don't think me cutting is actually a very good. I don't think me cutting is a very good move. I think like playing down here would have been. I think playing here would have been a much better option. Because you know, if you do this, I do this. You can't really cut. If you cut, I do this. It's actually Sente because I have the avalanche. And if you have to repair it, I can just have the ladder here. So that's definitely like that's just not me not thinking. And I think something like that would have been a much better move. Yeah, I think that would have been fine. Remember, there's still definitely like a clamp down here for that move, and there's still kind of like a clamp over here later if you really want to go through that invasion route. But of course, there's obviously like some Aji in the corner over here that I don't really want to deal with. So yeah. So that was the game right there. Like easy, quick fight, and obviously like one wrong move just kind of turned the game for him and basically made him resign. So you can't do this while like we're fighting here, because like I said, this group isn't in any real danger. You just fly down here and you're basically alive. Like this group here is in much more danger, and letting me get the encirclement is very bad, very bad. All right, hope you learned something. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button, and I will see you guys later.